Hello everybody and welcome back to your computer science tutorial. This is section 4 video 1 and this is one of the very important sections about a tutorial about Unity, because this deals with collisions. As you see, this guy is hitting the wall and we're going to sort of do something like that today. So now, when you're dealing with games in general, typically something can hit something else. And when that does happen, you want to do something. Well, that's how we're gonna do it. We need collisions, and that's what a collision is. And I just recently updated Unity to Unity 5, so there's gonna be slight variations to what you see, or you are used to seeing, rather. You'll probably be using Unity 5, so if it looks weird, confusing, we'll work with it. I don't want this here. And let me just fix this thing. I was doing something else the other day, and give me this, put this back, I guess, and just put that there. Okay, so I like it. And we need I believe this is ours. I hope it is. I hope I'm not on the right project right now. I think we're world, and if you look up, oh no, not really. I had to make my last train got a little bugged out on me, and don't worry about any of that stuff over there. We'll work on that later. I'm gonna leave those be for now. Okay, so we are going to create a 3D. We're gonna actually, let's make a controllable guy. So let's go to standard assets, character controllers. Let's bring in a first person guy. Raise them up a bit, so if we click play, we should be able to move around with them. And I have two main cameras. That's not good. Don't do that. Now if I click play, here we are. There's a little controller. You see, Unity already has one collision type done, but let's do some other stuff. Let's say that our player, when he hits this house, actually, let's make another object. Let's make a sphere. Make our little sphere here, and we'll say this is a baddie sphere. Well, actually, let's actually call it that. Let's call it the baddie sphere. Let's call it a baddie. Okay, there's our baddie sphere. This is our player. So we want it, when we hit the baddie sphere, we want to take damage. So we first need to be able to detect collisions. So let's make a simple collision script. Close all of those and write collisions. If you remember from a project you might have done, we have a collision detector. We're going to create a different script though. I'm going to call it collisions script. And capital C there. And let's create that new script, JavaScript, and if we enter and open, it's a little slower now. I don't know if I like this. I don't know, they just came out with the new Unity and I couldn't bear to hold in my excitement. But I'm not recording, am I? Am I? No, I am. Okay. My bad. Okay, so we actually don't need any of this here. So we need to be able to first detect collisions. So how we can do this, there's actually three types of, well, not three types. There's one type, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's two types of collisions. So, but the first function we're going to learn is on collision enter. And it'll spit you back out a parameter. I'm just going to call it collision. So this is a collision, and this it's going to send you back out an object called collision. It's of type collision, so that's sort of like a variable, and from this variable it's more of a reference of anything else, but from here we get a lot of useful information. So we could just say, what did we hit? So collision or col data game object. We'll see what we hit. So if we were to run this, This is gonna say when we hit something, and 1 minute. Shoot, the side effects. What did I do wrong? I did something wrong. Expressions in the statement must only be executed for their side effects. Oh, I'm not debugging. I'm not sending this anywhere. It's silly error. Debug.log. If we run that now, has a silly error. That should fix it up. I wish I could suppress that. I gotta fix it. That error. Not error. It's a warning. There's something else I was doing. So if we hit this, nothing happens. Okay, 1 minute. So cold. Let's see. What do we have? What other? GameObject.name maybe. See, my fear is that I'm not being very direct right now, so this collision is getting a little confused, and it might not be giving me that because, well, actually I know why it's not giving me that. I have a silly error. All collisions need rigid. One thing has to have a rigid body. So if we had a rigid body now, this might mess with our. Yeah, okay. It's gonna mess with the first-person controller. So instead, that's why I don't like this first-person controller. I tend to make my own because it really messes with the rigid body system. You have to, like, it's not a good time. And now if we do it, I'll bounce up. It's so weird. This should not be happening. So I'm colliding with it, am I? I am not actually. Okay, that's because this doesn't have a collider either. Okay. This is a very bad thing to do collisions on. Let's make a simple capsule collider. Open that up. Make it height of 2, radius of that. If we go back into our game. Oh my god, this is just disgusting. This should not be. One, I shouldn't be bouncing up when I touch this thing. 1 minute, I'm sorry. Oh, this is a good learning experience though. So, we have our script. Let's call something different. Let's call rigidbody.name. So now it should give me the name of this cube right here, because this is the cube with the rigid body on it. And in fact, I'm not liking this player right now. It's not doing us justice. So let's make a little cube. And I don't want it to code it. I'm just gonna tap it with the inspector, and it should send out the rigid body name. I'm not gonna program a a script for it. No. See, there we go. See, I can't really hit it now, but let me think for a second. Oh, it doesn't have a collision detector script. A collision script, not a collision detector. Now if we touch it and oh, there it is. It's because I'm dragging it, it doesn't detect it well. But we can live with that for now. If I were to program something to make this allow you to control the cube, it would work. But I'm not going to do that because that would take too much time right now. Oh, actually, you know what? We might have us. We're using scripts now. Let's do this. Control script. I think we have a control script. We have a control script. Speed's 10. And it's a cube. Does this let me control it? It might not. It might. Oh. Need a camera. Game object. Where are cameras? And ooh, this is like a distorted axis. Okay. Okay, so okay, so now here's where you're gonna see a problem with our control script. Our control script edits the transform directly, which you might think, well, that's not so bad. And I'm also gonna just rotate this 90 degrees so I don't have a distorted axis for me. That is not the y-axis. So if we edit from the transform, as we tend to do, because it's the easiest way to learn how to make an object move, it's not going to detect it. So instead, I'm going to add a rigid body to this, and we're going to use add force. I think, yeah, we're going to use add force. So I think we actually have a script for that too. So force script. Let me see. I'm not sure. Okay, now this is more like a cannon script. Okay, I'm gonna write a quick script then. So it's just rigid. So rigid body dot velocity. It should be velocity, I'm pretty sure. I have to call this game object first though, because it is not sure which rigid body I'm calling. Dot velocity. Okay, velocity doesn't want to show up. Dot x. Yeah, just take a guess. Equals 1 when you're holding that button down. And this is gonna smoothly move the object through. Make a D, or not a D, an S, and do -1. Make an A and a D now, and change the X to a Z. And this isn't a pretty way of doing it at all, but it'll be effective for now. Oh, that's a shame. 1 minute, it's gonna compile the scripts for a second and give me a lot of errors. Okay, there we go. And okay, so now if I run this, okay, I can't really slide this now. No reference set. Okay. So I got to reference something, maybe not. It might have just done a lot of things that are annoying. I don't need these. Oh. Okay, so we don't want this, because that's not rigid. Oh, did they? Ooh, that's not going to be fun. They might have changed the API, which I have not read, which is going to give me some wonky errors. It's going to give us both some wonky errors. I hope that's not how it goes. No, thank you. Oh, is that not allowed now? That is... Oh, that is disappointing. Okay, so we have to call it from using that git component, which is not ideal, but this is the only way now that I know of. They actually use rigid body. Let's see if I dot velocity now. So I need to add this to each one of these. should be this. Learn something new every day. And I have an error somewhere. See, I'm not used to this format. I'm sorry guys, this is a little convoluted. Rigid body. This is, you see, this is the typical way they do it for C#, and they made the script updater probably specifically for C#, not for JavaScript. Unity doesn't really like JavaScript. I don't know why. This is gonna still give me a wonky output. Yep. Okay. I just want to do this. Oh, actually, those no references are not coming from our script. So those are actually coming from those other objects I was using. So that's not us. So if you do ignore the errors that are... Is it us? I don't think it is. It means that this is also wonky. Okay, so this is gonna give us a wonky error still. Okay, so make a tag, and we're gonna call this enemy. If you've never made a tag, just go to add tag, and then just add enemy here. And so I already had one made, so that's enemy. And then then we need to do if col.collider game object dot tag is equal to enemy. Make sure the capitalization is all the same. You'll get weird errors if it's not. Then we do this, and we want the actual game object then, the game object we had a collision with. Name. And velocity is not a member of that Unity component. Ugh. See, this is very unideal now. Now I have to write all of this code for what I used to be able to do with just before, which is kind of frustrating. It was just a nice little, it was much easier before, I feel like. That's my 2 cents on Unity, I guess. Now if we clear this, and oh god, the controls are flopped. So there's our baddie. We hit it again and catch up to it. You see, it'll happen every time we touch it. And it's weird because we're not a sphere, so it's odd. But that's how you do collect if you just hit it. But let's say we hit it and we keep on touching it, so we stay in it. So you want to use the same function type on collision, but then all what you have to do is do on collision stay, input a collision object to get data from, and then same code. But this time, let's say we send out the collision dot other game object. So this will send out our name, and just close that off. And you can also do it on exits too. On collision exit, collision object, and we'll just copy this code out again. But for this time we'll say, let's send a string and say bye. Okay, so if you'd run this now, and I were to hit it, you see we have a lot of things, and let me collapse these. We sent baddie twice. Okay, so this is our stay one, so others, they changed other also. Let's see, what do we have? Let me see if I could send this instead. A little bit of troubleshooting on site. What are we at now? Oh, actually, that's enough for a tutorial. Okay. They switched to other two. Okay, well, that's it for now, guys. We have another tutorial which is going to be a little bit similar. I'll try and work out some of these kinks with the new Unity, just so we get it running smoothly. See you guys next time.